Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we'll be recapping the Real Housewives of New York City. We're George and Martha.
Hello.
Today's episode is episode 2, Things Are Going Southampton. I'm a recovered alcoholic and the daughter of the university president.
I'm an associate professor and my wife sleeps with my students.
Just for the occasion, Skinny Girl Sparklers. I have to address Sonia Morgan's tagline this season. I'm not quite sure what she said, but it's something along the lines of...
Bottoming.
I think she said, I love being on top, but now I prefer being a bottom. I don't know if she's referring to her social status because she sold her townhouse, or if she's referring to...
I think she's referring to probably both things.
But
I think most likely.
Isn't that a
Yeah,
only
well,
gay?
I mean, they all hang around gay people, so
I don't know any women that refer to that, but what?
probably one of her, gay friends was like, "Ooh, girl, do the bottoming tagline."
That is, I think you're right. I think some intern told our dear Sonia, my favorite floozy, that calling herself a bottom was a good idea.
Because she can refer to herself as being on the bottom of, being, washed up kind of financially. Is that
Why not, lately I'm a verse top. So the ladies are all arriving at Ramona's house in the Hamptons. Dorinda's already there, having given Ramona the unnecessarily mean LuAnn and Tom tote bag. And Tinsley and Sonia, I'm happy to report, safely arrived. I was a little worried. Sonia lets us know. Well, Tinsley started freaking out in Manhattan, but it seems she got a hang of it, right? And Sonia's like, she's going to be a good mom. I don't know.
Yeah, my mom was a good driver.
Yeah, I don't know if that says it all. And
I want to know what's in the Amazon Prime package.
I think it's Ramona's vibrator, or at least I hope so. And Tinsley brought caviar. And she's very candid in her talking head about how she put Dorinda on the spot, hoping to share some. What did she say? I want to crack that bitch open.
I knew an Upper East Sider who had caviar every day. But she'd get really cheap caviar and she'd rip the label off. So people thought she would buy expensive caviar. I'm not going to say her name, but she thinks she's a life coach, and I'm very surprised that she is not on the Real Housewives of New York.
How's the skinny girl?
It's okay.
I haven't tried mine
We'll
yet.
try it right now.
All right.
It's a little watered down, I find.
Mine is the pink grapefruit.
I had this peach passion fruit.
It's not bad. It doesn't have that terrible fake sugar taste like aspartame. Can't stand that.
I like that though.
It tastes a little bit cheap though, I will say.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's watered down.
It tastes like a lousy daiquiri that you'd have on a trip to the Bahamas. Lit Beverly Hills.
Too bad that boat didn't catch on fire.
Oh boy, we have a big problem right off the bat at Bethany's house with LuAnn and Barbara Kay. LuAnn's talking about going to AA, and Bethany's asking if she's going to stick to the rule, which, not to out anybody, but we're in recovery. And you're not supposed to date anyone in the first year, period. To recommend you get a plant or a pet next, because being in relationships is, of course, very triggering. And LuAnn, we just cringed so hard watching this. LuAnn goes, no, that only applies to other people in AA. Wrong.
That's an alcoholic and that's a relapse. That's going to be ending a relapse.
Well,
I'm sorry.
This is why we've been seeing the headlines.
Terminally unique.
She's not showing
That's
up
what they call it.
What is it for her probation and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Her hearings.
She's special.
To all of you recovering alcoholics and addicts out
You're
there,
not that. You don't matter.
you don't date in the first year, okay? LuAnn, and then, I'm sorry, I'm not giving this Barbara Kay.
No, we're done with her. We're already done.
I don't like her. I think she's a bit of a pot stirrer.
She's trying too hard.
And she tells LuAnn, I'm gonna come to AA and find a guy. It's been too long for me.
She must be very desperate if she actually wants to find a guy in AA.
I was about to say that. It's embarrassing. First of all, you never want to date someone, like anyone other than you don't want to be dating other people in AA. It really does not work out. Maybe 1 in a million, but no. And for Barbara's not an alcoholic as far as I know. Barbara's not in AA. You don't joke about going to meetings just to pick people up.
To someone who has 50 days sober.
That is so bad. Guys, you stay away from newcomers, right? That's one thing. And people who show up at AA meetings and aren't in AA are really not supposed to be like...
They're sick. They're sicker than any f***ing alcoholic.
You're not supposed to go to AA looking for the D. This is bad.
Or the V.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I usually blame men for this kind of behavior because I see it a lot. But these women...
They're just as bad. Tarts.
So, Barbara Kay goes on and on about what a great cat she is and how she's got the assets, if you know what she means. I don't know what she does. I don't know if she's a contractor or something. Is she? Because she was talking about how she had sex with a painter and how these men can't handle when she's like, get me some drywall, baby. I really don't like this Barbara Kay. I'm glad she's only a friend of the housewife. I think Ramona was right when she said they didn't give her an apple.
This must be her audition and she blew it.
It's bad. But I'm available.
Take your toolkits.
Yeah, she's no skinny girl. Okay, now, what is with the way LuAnn says Sonia, right? She says Sonia. Sonia?
I wonder if that's intentional.
Sonia. Yeah, I guess, with our awful American accents, we say Sonia. I don't think it's Sonia, but instead it's Sonia. So she says Sonia. I guess it's a French. She tries to sound more French.
But she's trying to come across as something that
she's still a little countessy. Like when she says, come on out, I'm making eggs à la française. Sonia. We get a nice talking head from Ramona, who's insulting Bethany and saying that she's only friends with LuAnn by default. Bethany's not close to anyone. Who's Bethany close to? LuAnn by default. LuAnn calls her Ramina. Then we get a speakerphone.
Was that supposed to be some bitchy?
What?
Romina? Was that?
Ramina. Ramona there's some bad blood because at the last reunion, Ramona said some things about LuAnn's sobriety and we knew that LuAnn wasn't in a good place and Ramona just added fuel to the fire, apparently making up stories, saying that she was asked to leave a party, that she was, falling down drunk in someone's lap. It was all exaggerated and we know Ramona likes to BS things quite a bit. And I think there's resentment from LuAnn over that. And so LuAnn's calling her Ramina.
Oh, I see. I get, oh. That's clever.
So this speakerphone call from LuAnn to Sonia does not go very well. Because Sonia invites all the ladies. She's heard telling them, we're all going to a clam bake at Barbara Kay's or whatever. Not good, because these ladies don't want to see each other. They just don't.
Who wants to be at a clam bake with Barbara Kay?
I wouldn't want to be at that clam bake. No way. And so then we're treated to...
You get a free toolkit.
We're treated to the ladies in mermaid costumes for some reason. I don't understand
it. Is that what people do? I mean, I know people do...
I'm going to say this. It's what white people do.
Is that really what they do?
White people with money have nothing better to do than go to their houses in the Hamptons and dress up as mermaids.
And take selfies.
It's embarrassing. Shameful. And pay $15,000 for somebody to take the SAT for their kid.
It's true. What housewife do you think would do that out of the New York housewives? What housewife do you think would be guilty of doing that?
LuAnn.
LuAnn, really?
100% LuAnn.
Ramona? No.
No, I don't think Ramona needs to. I don't think Bethany would do it. No. I don't think Dorinda would do it. I could see Dorinda saying, Hannah, you gotta make your way in this world, Hannah. But I could see LuAnn being like, Okay, Victoria, don't worry, I'll take care of it. I got you into art
Yep,
school.
because, well, she also wants her and, you know, my daughter goes to Harvard.
LuAnn's got that whole status thing, and I could so see LuAnn doing something a little shady, right? Couldn't you hear her on the phone with her daughter? Don't worry, Victoria, I found the next Picasso. He's going to submit it as your portfolio. Don't worry. Ramona being Ramona pulls one of these, okay? And the ladies think she's joking. Dorinda cannot believe what is actually happening. They're about to order, and Ramona's like, I spent a whole day with you guys. I just want to go to the bar. I'm just going to order at the bar. Okay, see you later. I'll be back. It's no big deal. Bye. Be back. She's doing a lab.
She's going to get some. She's trying.
Yeah, she's trying, and she reports back, they're okay. They're okay. Well, they're 40 years old. And then she says that someone wanted to have a baby with her. I don't want this to come across catty, but Ramona is 60. More than 60. Even that she said to someone that she's like, he went to therapy, we talked about it. How was that ever a possibility? Would he like get a surrogate?
No, she's trying to imply that she's young and can handle, you know,
could carry a baby?
carry a,
In her 60s?
I mean, I guess it's possible.
If anybody could, I guess it would be Ramona Singer. I could see her being like, I'm still fertile. I
She'd
can't.
have to give up alcohol.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. She wouldn't give up turtle time.
What?
You don't remember turtle time? That was Ramona's drinking game.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, Barbara Kay's conversation with poor Sonia. Awful. I don't like Barbara. Barbara's out for blood.
So she reminded me that Barbara isn't an actual housewife.
She doesn't even have an apple.
She doesn't even have an apple. But I was reminded of Denise Richards, who joined Beverly Hills and is doing like a wonderful job but becoming acclimated. She has no idea what's going on and she admits it. She's not weaseling her way into the drama of other people, and she's just sort of just soaking it all in and getting to know the women. This bitch comes in. You can tell she's probably studied the show.
She hasn't. She's been caught before. I don't know if
Wait,
you
she's been
remember.
what?
She was picked up on Carol's mic. So I read an interview recently where Dorinda said that Barbara Kay did a lot to interfere in her making amends with LuAnn, and brought up that when Dorinda was invited to LuAnn's wedding to Tom, Barbara was there, and LuAnn wanted nothing to do with Barbara at that point, probably because Barbara had been gossiping and was caught on Carol's mic at the time saying she'd rather go through with it than get divorced.
I heard that. Yeah.
Right? I don't know if this woman is such a good friend.
She's not. She's bad news.
She is bad news. She's getting a... No. They need fresh blood. They really do. Denise Richards is so cool. You know, Denise she's very down to earth, and she's not looking to stir the pot, and she's, you know, she has opinions, and she said she's not afraid to tell, you know, her friend Lisa Rinna who she likes and dislikes or whatever. But this Barbara, she's already come in with strong opinions, looking for a fight, and not having LuAnn's best interest at heart. I feel like she's like gloating at this dinner about, oh, we did so much for her. We stopped LuAnn from making terrible decisions because LuAnn, that house that she wanted to get that got her sued by her kids, LuAnn might be bipolar or something, because she mentions that she was very manic.
Yeah.
And she was fixated on getting this house that was $6 million. Just a reminder, these women are not nearly as wealthy as they make themselves out to be, because $6 million is really not that much. No. It's really not. No. Maybe to, you know, us common folk, yeah, I would love $6 million, but the way that LuAnn presents herself, to not have $6 million for a house, not good. Apparently she was calling people up, even Bethany's deceased boyfriend, fiance, whatever he was.
Friend, as Ramona says.
Friend, because Bethany has no friends. Asking him for $6 million, and then badmouth Bethany to everybody who would listen for being a bad friend. She wouldn't give me the $6 million. And they had to get into LuAnn's phone. That does sound pretty manic. But it's sad, and I just feel like Bethany sincerely cares about LuAnn, because they never even got along well. But Bethany did all of this and was involved. And this Barbara, who's supposed to be LuAnn's actual friend for many years, I don't know. I don't think she really cares about LuAnn.
They did do a good job in saving LuAnn, because it sounds like LuAnn was.
But I don't think Barbara's the one that played the main role.
No, it was probably Bethany.
And then Barbara's putting it on poor Sonia to disinvite Dorinda and what's her name? Ramona. Now, it was clear from the previous episode that LuAnn wanted nothing to do with Dorinda and her friend should not be inviting her. It was Bethany who told Barbara, you shouldn't invite her because LuAnn is 50-something days clean. Like, if she's telling you this is going to be a trigger, don't invite her. And she kind of did by putting Sonia on the spot. And now they're at dinner and she's telling her, no, I have to be a good friend. Come on. I feel bad for Sonia. I do. First things first, we're at this tennis lesson. Ramona has, just as Dorinda puts it, I think Dorinda's right. Ramona has started hiring people that she can hit on. And I can't help but wonder, imagine if Ramona were a man doing this, hiring women to do odd jobs around the house or hiring women for lessons, and then just literally said to this poor tennis pro,
I want to be your victim.
Want to be a victim? No, you want me to be your victim? She said, do you want to be a victim? Want to be a victim? Ramona's creepy. It's beyond like, this is just a cringy old lady trying to get laid.
She needs to open that Amazon Prime box.
She does, but this is inappropriate. It really is. And I'm waiting for one of these men to tell her to back off because it's just, I don't know. Then we watch them playing and Ramona gets really jealous because Tinsley is really good at tennis, and Tinsley mentions that she played at Columbia University. Now, earlier, George was wondering which of the Housewives of New York would, pull a Felicity Huffman. And
we neglected to mention.
We forgot about Tinsley. For Tinsley, that is a way of life. I am sure her mama Dale pulled some strings when it came
That's her mom's name?
Dale. Pulled some strings
like
when
that.
It came to getting her into Columbia. It reminds me of Gossip Girl. Do you remember in Gossip Girl?
I never watched.
I read the books. I never watched the show, but in the books, they're all, it was in the books. They're all freaking out about getting into Ivy League schools. You have to go to the Ivy League. You have to. And one of them doesn't get in anywhere, and she goes to Sarah Lawrence begging to get in. I had a brief stint at Sarah Lawrence.
She begged Sarah Lawrence
to let her in, yeah.
Did they let her in?
I don't remember, but it was like her safety school with Sarah Lawrence. I hate Sarah Lawrence. Nobody should go to Sarah Lawrence, ever. And I was just wondering if Tinsley got into Columbia on her own merits, or are we going to find out that Miss Dale was swept up in this little
What's Tinsley's last name?
Mortimer. Dale
Mortimer Hall.
Yeah, I really would like to know if there's a wing at Columbia. Yeah, or is Dale Mortimer going to be indicted soon in Operation Varsity Blues? We don't know yet.
I want to know who else is going. That's a different topic, but anyhow.
So then I have to say I love Sonia because Sonia's not happy with the way the women that she's staying with, meaning Ramona and Dorinda, are picking apart LuAnn's recovery. Granted, I don't think LuAnn's recovery is in a great place. We addressed that she doesn't really get the rules about dating people, but I think she's trying. And I don't think that they're criticizing her from a place of concern. I think they're just looking to see her fail. They cannot wait to see her fail. And Dorinda mentions, oh yeah, cabaret. I think she's a little jealous. I think she's jealous of all the attention.
A lot jealous.
Yep, that LuAnn's getting all this attention. Feels like, how come LuAnn never got her comeuppance or consequences? Like, she assaulted a police officer, she did this and that, and then she becomes a cabaret star. I mean, LuAnn does say kind of obnoxiously, 6 months ago I was in prison and now I'm in a cabaret. Who knew? It's crazy. And Dorinda is angry about that, but it doesn't look good. It just comes across as pure jealousy.
I would be jealous. If you became successful, hopefully you never will, but if you became successful, I would be very jealous. I think it's okay though.
No,
Well, there's a healthy jealousy, but she's taking it up. She's being very
she's being vicious. It's one thing to
aggressive.
feel like I want to be. See, we're both actors, so of course, actors, while they support each other, always feel a little insecure when somebody books a job or whatever. This is just nastiness. They're both famous. They're both on a hit TV show. There's no need for Dorinda to be picking on her like this. Like, they don't understand addiction is life or death, right? We just saw Bethany's boyfriend die from an addiction to opiates. It is not the subject to be picking somebody apart on when they are 55 days clean. To be saying, oh, is she 55 days? How long did she go to rehab? She didn't even go to rehab that long. I mean, that's like a vacation, Dorinda.
They want her to relapse.
They would love for her to relapse. And the only one who's saying, we're not here to pick apart LuAnn. We're here to, I love the way they say LuAnn like it has a Y in it.
Yeah.
It's LuYAN. LuAnn. LuAnn.
Well, that's Ramona.
It's not LuAnn. It's LuAnn. And Sonia too, though. Sonia says, well, LuAnn, we're here to support and uplift. Yeah. I think Sonia does care, and Sonia gets it, and Sonia's trying to help. And I'm disgusted with the behavior of these ladies.
A lot of the housewives, just across the board in every franchise, or the whole thing is a franchise, right? The Housewives franchise, but every, housewife cast, a lot of them have like really ugly houses. But Bethany...
I have to say, I really admire Bethany's business savvy and how smart she is with money. You see how we were talking about LuAnn not really having any money? Bethany is just like, oh, Barbara, come help me with this house. I just bought it on a whim. I'm flipping it. I'm renting it out. It only cost me 80 grand a year to run. And I rented it for 115. I couldn't do that. I could have all the money in the world and I would be screaming to order takeout and freaking out. We'd be crying over our bear burger order not coming on time.
I'm hungry.
Let alone flipping a house. Bethany has great taste, but I don't know.
You don't know what?
These other women, their houses.
Tacky.
Very tacky. But this is why Ramona's mean and Dorinda's mean. They're jealous of success. Bethany has had tremendous success, sold Skinny Girl for $100 million. It has just continued to grow. And now LuAnn has had this really successful, what I hear is a lot of fun, cabaret show. They
What
can't
are they
handle
doing?
it. Right, nothing. Dorinda's stuck with John. Probably bored when they're not filming.
Oh, John.
And Ramona's just sexually assaulting everyone who walks through her front door.
And not opening that Amazon Prime package.
I think the only one who has any fun is Sonia, and I think Tinsley. Tinsley and Sonia seem like they're okay when the show's not filming. I don't know what Dorinda and Ramona do. I really don't. I think they're very angry and bitter.
Well, they both drink a lot.
But this show is so much better than Beverly Hills. You can tell these women, even when they're at their worst, they have history. But can you imagine, like, the barbs that get exchanged on New York would end everything on Beverly Hills.
Oh, I know.
One comment. You gave me the wrong wine glass, Teddy. They lose it. Imagine this, mocking you with your recovery. Oh, my...
They're scrappy. And that's
they
what
are
I
scrappy,
like.
but they have a heart.
They
have
do.
heart.
I like that. Beverly Hills.
I'm not happy. And I just want to say, even though this is a New York recap, no LVP, no more Beverly Hills. Big mistake.
But we love you, Denise Richards.
Yes, I love Denise Richards.
There were phone calls.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, Dorinda Bethany nailed it. She needs to win. She's mad that she's not invited to the clam bake anymore. Does not respect that. And I actually do buy this. I believe that LuAnn's capable of doing her cabaret shows and not drinking. But I can see how being ganged up on by someone who a few months ago was viciously cruel to you might be triggering. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like you can go to work while you're sober, right? The cabaret thing is work, and she has a whole team with her helping her and keeping her on track. It's different than meeting up with people while you're on camera and that person has a really ugly side to them. I mean, that was mean. What she said to her, all because LuAnn said she's turning, which we all know the Dorinda mean drunk side. And that's all she was saying. I didn't take it at all as like a high and mighty thing. I never thought LuAnn
She
was
was
like...
turning. It was creepy.
It was very scary because, I mean, LuAnn can be high and mighty and holier than thou, but it wasn't like that. She was like, she's turning. Uh-oh. And she was. You know, she starts to look like the Joker. The lipstick is smeared all over there. She's getting a lot of this going on. Clip. All of a sudden, that's when you know Dorinda's in run. Run for the hills. Once you get this hand, that's it. She's scary. And what she responded with? Do you remember that fight?
Something about mugshot.
Horrible. She called her a felon. And LuAnn, I mean, was like fresh off the heels of that. And Dorinda smashed a glass because she was drunk. And LuAnn was like, oh, nice move, real classy. And she's like, I didn't get a mugshot over it.
No, but you got filmed. Looking horrible.
So Dorinda does not want to own up to her part in this. And this phone call goes off the rails. Barbara, I don't like her, but she is trying to rein it in a little, saying, can't you just be nice or whatever. And Sonia is very upset with the way Dorinda ended the call. Sonia and Tinsley are like, don't end it like that. And Bethany says, is that an animal farm over there?
That's my favorite.
Because that's what it sounds like. You've got Dorinda going, so what about the clapping? I'm invited or I'm not invited. And then you've got Ramona. What are we for? What are we for? It does sound a little bit like Old MacDonald. Yep, Old MacDonald had a housewife.
Had several.
I know we've had our differences, so there was a really beautiful quote that I just wanted to share with you to like extend an olive branch. Just hear me out. When you haven't forgiven those who have hurt you, you turn your back against your future. When you forgive, you start walking forward. Tyler Perry. This text from Dorinda is like something someone with borderline personality would say. And
Danielle.
yep, I was about to say, are you sure this text didn't come from Danielle Staub? I'm speechless.
If she got that text from somebody.
Can you imagine what Dorinda would say? Who the Tyler Perry? What kind of quote is that? Now, I agree with LuAnn. I think that Dorinda has a drinking problem. She's ruined how many events with her drinking?
She's far worse than LuAnn.
Worse than anything I've seen. She just didn't get arrested for it. But honestly, in terms of holding her liquor on camera, Dorinda turns into the Joker. She starts slurring. She starts going ghetto. She embarrassed Bethany when they were taking the plane to Puerto Rico to help with the hurricane relief.
LuAnn just tries to buy a house. That's all. She doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, she hurts her kids, but that's it.
No, but Dorinda, like, embarrassed herself at this meeting. She started insulting Bethany's, like, I guess, partners in charity. She just said,
That's bad. That's like intervention.
You don't tell me.
I just cried a lot.
You back that up. Back that up. I should just wipe my face to add to this effect. Just smear lipstick everywhere.
Can I?
No, I'm not Dorinda Medley. But Bethany said it. Bethany told her on the plane to Puerto Rico, you're a drunk. She is.
A bad
I don't
drunk.
know if she's an alcoholic, full blown. I don't think anyone, well, sometimes you can make that call. But I don't think it's my place or anybody's place to tell someone they're an alcoholic.
But she drinks like an alcoholic.
She does. She behaves like an alcoholic. And there's a lot of behavior, like they'll call it sober behavior. And she displays the opposite. She acts like an alcoholic person, like a dry drunk when she's not drinking. Right?
The way she got angry during that phone call, that was scary.
She says she's sober now. She's laying off the booze, but she's acting like a dry drunk. Like, I'm sure some of you have dealt with that before. That's what she's like. She's getting scary and nasty again because she doesn't have her booze. It's not good. Even when Ramona shows her those hideous shoes, she's like, I'm sure you're going to have a great time at that clam bake tonight. I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm not feeling nothing. Yeah, just sending eloquent Tyler Perry quotes. Imagine how Medea would deliver it. This ending was a little bit of a jip because we're not going to get to see the clash of the Ramona, LuAnn fiasco until next week. Next time. But what was with this arrival at the clam bake? They're on a timer. By the way, excuse the noises in the background. Those are two cats. One is cleaning himself and the other is eating. So there's a timer. So Ramona's...
I've never heard this before.
Never. And this proves that Dorinda's a control freak who's just like not well right now. This is not normal. She's like, I don't feel anything about this. Go have a good time.
Come back in an hour.
I like my alone time. She ordered them to stay only an hour. So Ramona tells Tinsley, set the timer 30 minutes so that when I get tap in the shoulder because, you know, I'm like a bull in a china shop and I'll go right in. So just like remind me, like that's when you go speak to Barbara.
And this is why these shows, I think, get a bad rep and people refer to them as guilty pleasures, is because it's so childish and embarrassing. Like that behavior is embarrassing. I mean, I'd be embarrassed for a 15-year-old kind of pulling that A 60-year-old, granted she can get pregnant at 60, so I guess it's not that big of a deal.
There's clearly two teams, right? You're LuAnn, Bethany. I don't think Sonya's so much on Ramona's side. I really don't. I think Sonya's defecting because Sonya doesn't like the meanness. I don't think Sonya has a mean bone in... I just said Sonya like LuAnn. I don't think Sonya has a mean bone in her body. Do you? I think she's very good-natured.
That's why I've always sort of liked her.
I don't think she wants to see anything bad happen to LuAnn, and I don't think she likes the way she's being treated by the group of ladies she's
Sonya isn't an original housewife, is she? She came on later, I think.
All right, we'll put it this way.
She's been there for a while.
She doesn't have to pay me any money to bestow upon her the honorary degree of OG housewife because she came so early.
She did.
She's been on forever. I love Sonya so much. But I don't know. I didn't like this sneak peek, guys. That looked pretty ugly. I mean, I like it in terms of it looks like it'll be fun, but I didn't like some comment that Ramona seems to make about how smart could Bethany's friend Dennis have been. He was on drugs. Singer Stinger. There she goes. How smart could he be? He was on drugs. We can't all be you, Ramona. We can't all just rape everything that walks through the door and hire people. Right?
She kind of does.
I mean, really, I'm just gonna give me your phone.
Ramona Weinstein.
Ramona Weinstein.
Ramona Wine. W-I-N-E.
Yeah. What happened to her? She would do that. Whatever happened to her Pinot Grigio and her skincare line? Bethany, you don't support other women. Bethany, you know what? You're not a good friend. What happened?
I can see Bethany bringing that up and there being a blowout.
Bethany was right. Bethany said, "Where is it? It's not even in development. Where is it? I couldn't find it. I looked it up at the time. I went looking for Ramona's skincare. I was like, maybe Bethany's being
She had a
smart on her.
skincare?
She claimed that she was launching a skincare line. And she wanted everyone to come to her pre-launch party. Pre-launch. And Bethany was like, why would I come to celebrate something that hasn't even launched yet? It's not even that it's like about to launch. It's not even made yet. You're going around begging formularies to make something for you. There was nothing. And it doesn't exist. She had like True Renewal a few years ago. That was a bomb. What happened? Where is it? I mean, how smart could she be? Where's your skincare line? Where's her wine? What happened, Ramona? Why don't we order Domino's? Because I'm hungry and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to tell the Domino's pizza guy, want to be a victim? What do you think?
Where's my cinnamon? You know the cinnamon rolls, they look like...
They do look like little...
So we call them cinnamon.
On that note, thanks so much for watching. Again, we're George and Martha. Please hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. And particularly, I want to know what you think of Barbara Kay. Take care.
Take care.